Did President Trump's supposedly groundbreaking meeting with Kim Jong-un after the G20 summit that we all saw over and over again after Osaka achieve anything really of importance? And furthermore, why is President Trump meeting with North Korea's leader, who has nukes, while treating Iran, who's actually apparently willing to negotiate to denuke, like crap, threatening to bomb them at every single turn? Did we just answer our own question? Because, again, think about this. Nukes, right? North Korea has nukes and wants more nukes. And President Trump crosses the DMZ and embraces him and the whole 9 yards. Iran doesn't have nukes, says they're willing not to have nukes, and we're ready to send cruise missiles flying into Tehran. What's the message that would send then to these countries? Be bad and you're rewarded. You know, don't be bad and you're going to be punished, right? I mean, isn't this what we do when we raise our children? All right, so for more on North Korea and the summit, we go now to Gregory Elich. He's an associate at the Korea Policy Institute. Make us understand, because if nothing else, many people came off this week with the impression that since the United States treats North Korea so well and Iran so badly, North Korea has been right to be doing everything they've been doing vis-a-vis their nukes. Are we wrong?
I'm not so sure the United States has been treating North Korea right. It's crushing North Korean economy and the population with sanctions that basically are intended to collapse the entire economy. It's threatened North Korea on numerous occasions. That's the very reason North Korea developed its nuclear deterrent. Of course, it saw what the United States did in bombing Yugoslavia, invading Iraq, and bombing Libya after Libya had abandoned its nascent nuclear program.
Well, then how do you explain Mr. Trump going there and seemingly developing this deep-rooted friendship with Kim Jong-un?
Of course, one can only speculate about what goes on in Trump's mind. I think one part of the motivation may be that he sees this as an avenue of achieving something that Obama did not, or did not even try to do, for that matter, and maybe scoring some political points that way. But I think he also recognizes that North Korea's nuclear deterrent is something that he wants to remove, lest it be an example to other countries that are targeted, that would be a way of their defending themselves.
What don't we know? Teach us, please, if you would. You are an expert on North Korea, and what we know here in America specifically is that it's a horrible country, completely out of control, where everyone is starving to death, where they have prison camps, kill everybody they can without any regard for any kind of system of law. That's what we're told. Why is that not the truth, or is it?
It's difficult to say exactly what the situation is in there, and some reports are going back, say, 20 years or so, and they're portrayed as the situation is still the same, so there's no consideration given to how things may have changed. There's also the factor that a lot of North Korean defectors, when they come to South Korea, they're taken in by right-wing Christian groups as a way to support them because they need a way to make a living, and they're offered substantial amounts of money if they tell a certain story about North Korea. So a lot of these North Korean defector stories have since been proven false. And of course, there's also Chosun Ilbo, which is a right-wing South Korean newspaper that manufactures a lot of horror stories about North Korea that are later disproven. So it's really difficult to separate what is true and what is not true from all this mix of stories.
Mr. Elich, let's talk nukes.
I can't really, yeah.
Let's talk nukes if we possibly can. This is wonderful, by the way. You seem to have a lot of depth of knowledge on this, and it really is helpful for many of us. But let's go ahead and talk nukes, since that seems to be the prevailing question when it comes to North Korea. Is there any possibility, you believe, that Kim Jong-un and his government will at any time succumb to U.S. pressure and denuclearize?
Well, that's really up to the United States. Unfortunately, the approach the United States has taken so far precludes that possibility. So if you look at what happened in the Hanoi summit, the United States offered, quotes around that word offered, that North Korea adopt a step-by-step approach to denuclearization, and for each step that North Korea takes, the United States would offer in return nothing. except continued maximum pressure sanctions. So while North Korea is giving up its nuclear deterrent, the United States would continue punishing it. And John Bolton threw on the table too, biological and chemical weapons. They'd have to abandon that. Well, does North Korea even have these weapons? North Korea says no. Washington establishment automatically assumes yes. But if North Korea does not actually have these programs, that's going to be a sticking point too. So North Korea needs two things. They need sanctions relief. They need to stop having their economy crushed, and they need a security guarantee of some sort, something that they will allow them to be secure after they give up nuclear deterrent. That hasn't been put on the plate yet.
What I take from this conversation with you, which I've heard from others, and I'm glad you were able to take us through it, is that when we negotiate with North Korea, we may not actually be negotiating in good faith. And until you get to that point, neither side is actually going to be willing to do anything. So we look forward to talking to you again. We're out of time, but thanks again for joining us. Gregory Elich, my thanks to you, sir.
Thank you.
So you haven't heard that we're the ones covering the stories that you won't see covered anywhere else? In Venezuela, Kazakhstan, let's go to Hong Kong. And the media reaction to that has been crickets. How about the way we cover those stories? What the hell does that mean? Huawei, Huawei, Huawei. That's the key word in this case, uprising. Keep? Can you believe that? Watching. This is the right thing for members of the media to do, to actually pick sides. Look, if you like what you see, subscribe.